Hey guys, I'm Ted and I'm here to give you another fast fact. And for today's fast fact, we're going to discuss the election of 1800. Now, the election of 1800 was quite literally just a repeat of the election of 1796. The two main candidates, the two main men contesting the office of presidency were once again John Adams, who was the incumbent president, who was the sitting president, and Thomas Jefferson, who had been defeated in the last election, in the election of 1796, and who was currently the sitting vice president. Now, prior to the election of 1800, John Adams had pushed Alexander Hamilton to his breaking point. He had decided to reopen negotiations with France and really just, as we say, fritter away the last political card that the Federalist Party held in the United States. And so Alexander Hamilton went on a campaign to dump Adams and to endorse Charles Pinckney as the Federalist candidate for president once again. Well, the campaign really didn't go off the way that Hamilton wanted. There really wasn't anybody else that could defeat Thomas Jefferson. Adams had the best chance of defeating Jefferson again. And if the Federalists had played party politics, if they had all simply fell in line like ducks in a row and supported John Adams would have defeated Thomas Jefferson. But Hamilton was having none of it. At every step, at every bend, at every turn, Hamilton was there to warn against allowing John Adams to retain the office of president, and it largely succeeded. It succeeded so well that Adams didn't win the office. He wasn't reelected, didn't re-win the presidency. But neither did Charles Pinckney, Hamilton's choice for president. Jefferson won the election. Jefferson won the election by a margin of 73 to 65 electoral votes. Now, Jefferson won the election, but at this point, electors were granted two votes for president. And everyone who voted for him also voted for Aaron Burr. Now, from the Democratic-Republican point of view, Aaron Burr was simply on there to reassure Northerners that the Southerners weren't going to simply override all their interests. He was there mainly to appease Northern voters, Northern Democratic Republicans. Aaron Burr was a politician in his own right. He had only linked up, he'd only gotten into bed with the Democratic Republicans because he was just such a firm opponent to Alexander Hamilton. He literally, all you had to do to get Aaron Burr to oppose something was that Hamilton liked it. He would fight it tooth and nail. Burr wanted to be president. Burr had a substantial network of personal friends, political colleagues, and admirers in his own right. Aaron Burr actually created the institution known as Tammany Hall, the political club that ran New York City until Boss Tweed was removed from power and sent to jail. Now, Burr, the moment that it was announced that he and Jefferson had tied for the presidency, Burr was approached and told to simply accept the office of vice president. Burr's response to that was to launch a massive campaign to woo as many politicians as he could, many members of the House in particular, because the vote was going to the House. He launched a massive campaign to woo them to support him. And indeed, it was successful. Nobody really knew where it was going to go. No one had any inkling really on who to vote for. There were some people who just hated Jefferson, who hated Madison, and were not willing to support them. You had a lot of people who hated Hamilton and reckoned that if Hamilton hated Burr more than he hated Madison, then we should really just vote for Hamilton. Not Hamilton, but we should really just vote for Burr to stick it to Hamilton. It took 35 votes really 36. But after the 35th vote in the House of Representatives and no clear decision being made over the disputed election of 1800, Hamilton walked in to the House floor, and in the presence really of all the big players, in the presence of Adams, Madison, Jefferson, Burr, he launched into this speech that just eviscerated the character, the integrity, really the entire essence of Aaron Burr. He eviscerated the man and told everybody associated with him that they should vote for Jefferson, because we can work with Jefferson, we can work with Madison, we cannot work with Burr. If you vote for Burr, you're voting for chaos. He will destroy us all. That was the basic gist of Hamilton's speech. The Federalists in the House did so. They voted for Jefferson, even though they didn't like it. Hamilton gave the reins of government over to the Democratic Republicans rather than see Burr, take control of the federal government. And it's really unknown because, as we'll discuss later, Burr did some things that kind of validate Hamilton's feelings against him. But Aaron Burr also did have a lot of good qualities as well. So it's really unknown. But that's our fast fact. The very complicated, the very contentious election of 1800. It all boiled down to Aaron Burr being hated by Hamilton more than Madison or Jefferson, and Hamilton taking it upon himself to go to the House and literally just give a speech denouncing Burr and instructing the Federalists in the House to vote for Jefferson. I hope you guys found it enlightening, entertaining, and insightful. And as always, leave a comment. Let me know what you thought about the election of 1800. And as always, I'm Ted, and I'll see you guys later for another Fast Fact.